The Metropolitan Police have opened a criminal investigation into Peter Mandelson over allegations of misconduct in public office. The probe follows claims that the former Labour Minister and UK Ambassador to the United States shared market-sensitive government information with convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. Emails released by the U.S. Department of Justice suggest that Mandelson, while business secretary under former Prime Minister Gordon Brown in 2009, forwarded sensitive material to Epstein. Authorities are investigating the extent of the alleged wrongdoing and whether it violated legal or ethical rules. For more on this, I'm joined by our senior international correspondent and anchor, Afia Hagan. Afia, what's the significance of Andrew Mountbatten Windsor vacating Royal Lodge in Windsor? How does this move reflect the fallout from the latest Epstein file releases?
Well, we knew that Andrew Mountbatten Windsor had been kicked out of Royal Lodge effectively and was due to move to the Sandringham estate early 2026, which I guess is now. He's moved before his property is ready because the ante has really been upped over the past few days with that really huge dump of 3 million pieces of information making up the Epstein files last Friday. The scrutiny has really been on him. So we saw him moving literally in the middle of the night over to the Sandringham estate, to a property there, until a bigger property on that estate, which is privately owned by King Charles III, is ready for him. Like I said, this is really all about the optics. He's really been under much more scrutiny than ever over the past few days. And that's why it was felt that it was pertinent that Andrew was moved to the Sandringham estate away from Royal Lodge.
So what's the significance of, let's talk about Thames Valley Police. They are assessing a new allegation released to a woman allegedly sent to Andrew by Epstein in 2010. What's the status of that investigation? What are its legal implications?
Well, the investigation by Thames Valley Police is at the beginning stages, and this all surrounds a second victim. Now, she says that she was trafficked to the United Kingdom to have sex with Andrew, and also that that particular victim visited royal properties. Now, this could be significant. If Thames Valley Police decide to pursue this investigation, or if the victim herself or themselves with their lawyer decides to put forward a private case, then what we could see is one of two things. First of all, previously when we had a case against Andrew, when he was Prince Andrew, Virginia Giuffre brought her case. That was a civil case that was settled out of court by Andrew and Queen Elizabeth II, thought to be around the tune of £12 million. That's thought to be how much Andrew paid Virginia Giuffre. Now, where we are now, Andrew does not have the money to pay off anyone. And King Charles III absolutely could not be seen to be paying off anyone involved in the Epstein files. Not now that we know that Andrew has not been truthful about some elements that he has spoken about. We do have to say that he denies all the allegations against him. However, if we get to a point where this does go to court or there is an investigation, what we will have is the details of what happened. So then we get to know who knew what, where, when, how, and why. Essentially, how this person was able to get into royal palaces, royal homes, because they would have to sign in, because there would have to be security, and therefore who knew that Andrew had these type of guests behind royal walls. And that could be much more damaging to the royal family, to the crown, as we go forward, if we find out that anybody else in the royal family knew, or that security was so lax or allowed these type of visitors into these royal palaces.
So the British police have launched a criminal investigation into Mandelson over alleged leaks of confidential government information to Epstein. What are the key legal questions in this probe?
Yeah, so this is a different police force. This is the Metropolitan Police Force that have launched an investigation into Peter Mandelson and what he did when he was the business secretary, what information he perhaps leaked to Jeffrey Epstein, market-sensitive government information. That's what they are looking at in relation to things like government responses to the 2008 financial crisis, for instance, or Brexit. So the key points are this: they're looking at whether these market-sensitive information points were leaked, whether disclosures, if proven, amounted to misconduct in public office, and also whether any financial or personal benefit resulted from that relationship between Mandelson and Epstein. These matters include high-level government documents, so the investigation will focus on whether ministerial or civil service rules were violated and if the alleged conduct meets criminal thresholds rather than just ethical or administrative breaches. These are the key things that the police will be looking at.
All right, News Central senior international correspondent and anchor Afia Hagan there with the details on the allegations of misconduct regarding the Epstein file.